God creates, Satan counterfeits. This is demonic because sometimes through a film comes a spirit. This is spiritual grooming for witchcraft and the demonic. It's all the same demonic realm working together.
Hello my friends, and welcome back. If this is your first time here, welcome. I make videos debunking misconceptions and even outright lies about witches, pagans, and all things esoteric. In today's video, I'm making a response to a channel that thinks the movie Wicked is corrupting women into feminism, witchcraft, and gender confusion, somehow. So, sit back and let's take a dive into the paranoid delusions of an amateur film critic as we try to unravel this pastor's logic. I hope you enjoy. Already, look at how his body language is so judgmental. He crosses his arms in defiance as if to tell himself, I'm not going to like this wicked heresy.
Welcome, new students, to Shiz University, where you can expect the unexpected.
Where you can expect the unexpected, but a person with green skin is just way too far outside the possibility of something to expect.
You're green.
I am. Miss Alphaba, you can room with Miss Galinda.
Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
Let me guess. So Galinda, the good witch, is a stuck-up, closed-minded, spoiled little brat who always expects to get her way. As if this trope hasn't been beaten to death lately. We get yet another. Thanks, Hollywood.
You may have noticed that I am one of the last animal professors here at Shiz. But there was a time when life in Oz was different.
So Galinda is not the only closed-minded, spoiled little brat who always expects to get their way. Good to know. Animals should be seen and not heard. Where have I heard that before?
People think little girls should be seen and not heard, but I think, oh, bondage! Up yours! 1, 2, 3,
Wow, Hollywood is really shoving this trope down our throats. No wonder people are getting tired of it.
Someone needs to tell the wizard that the animals are in trouble. That's why we have a wizard.
So the wizard has to police people's opinions? Good luck with that.
Because no one... What? Because no one should be laughed at. Or scorned. Or told to keep quiet.
And the message is, if people have a negative opinion of you, it's okay to react in a violent way? No, that is how you make people solidify their opinion. They can turn around and say, see, I told you.
That was you who made all that happen. How did you do it?
Some of us are just different. The wonderful Wizard of Oz summons you to the Emerald City. Come with me.
I couldn't possibly. This is your moment. I'm coming. You can do this. You can do anything.
I am Oz, the great and powerful.
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
You can unite people in a common goal. If there is growing intolerance, just shifting their intolerance towards another is not solving the problem. It's just shifting the aggression. That is horrible advice.
Tell them how I'm defying gravity. You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Bring her to me.
This is so much bigger than us.
I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Isn't the wizard the common enemy? It looks interesting. I might go see it. Though it does look more like a kid's movie. Let's hear what Pastor Arms Crossed thinks of it.
God creates, Satan counterfeits.
In Thessalonians 2:9, that is referring to counterfeit miracles, signs, and wonders. The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with the work of Satan, displayed in all kinds of counterfeit miracles, signs, and wonders.
That is an evangelistic appeal through a mainstream movie to convert an entire generation to the demonic and to witchcraft.
Slow down. This movie is not some evangelical way to convert people to witchcraft. If anything, it is about racism and sexism. All the miracles and wonders are Hollywood special effects. Oh, but he has to pearl clutch over it because it stars a witch.
Particularly young women, which has always been the nefarious appeal of witchcraft and paganism and sorcery and divination.
Because you ladies are so easily corruptible by the devil. Don't try and deny it. We've all seen hacks and
under the auspices and guise of feminism and female empowerment.
Female empowerment? Well, we can't have that. Who gave them the right to vote anyway? Get back in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Two scriptures come to mind. Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. And the other one is from the Old Testament. Woe to those who call good evil and evil good.
Are you saying that it is evil for women to feel empowered? It seems like every time I respond to one of these videos, the only scriptures that are used against literally anything are the same ones over and over again.
What we're seeing now in the name of justice and compassion is we are seeing an attempt to understand evil, to look from the perspective of evil, to have excuses for evil, and then a redefinition of evil so that it is no longer evil.
Did we watch the same trailer? In this version of Oz, the witch is the hero. She represents good overcoming evil. But here, evil means intolerance, bigotry, racism, and sexism. It's still a story of good defeating evil. They just switched who the hero and villain are.
This is demonic.
No, this is a fantasy movie. The good versus evil trope is still there.
This is what Jesus talks about in John 8 when he says that Satan is the father of lies and that it is his native language to lie. These are all lies. This is demonic.
In a sense, acting in fantasy is a form of lying, but we know it. We are aware these are actors playing characters in front of a green screen with clever effects in the background. We know we are being lied to.
What this is essentially teaching is a worldview. And
the worldview is that intolerance is bad. We get it. We know it. I personally am just getting tired of it being in every single movie coming out of Hollywood. It's like, yes, I know. We get it.
Parents, you need to understand this. I've got 5 kids. I've got 4 grandkids, and when our kids were little, we would watch shows, and there were certain shows we would not have them watch because they were so dark and despicable and demonic and diabolical that we didn't want to oppress our children, because sometimes through
yeah, I don't care.
Of something, but we would pause and we would discuss. And I would use it as worldview training with the kids. Like, what's going on there? Well,
your poor kids. I can only imagine how fun movie night must have been with you pausing every scene to explain all the hidden evils. That sounds like a real blast.
You know, I would never watch this with my granddaughter, for example. She's not old enough yet, but I promise you I'll never watch this with my granddaughter, because what this is spiritual grooming for witchcraft and the demonic.
It's not grooming people for witchcraft or the demonic. Growing up, going to a church and being lectured as to what is evil and what is good in movies is spiritual grooming. This is a movie about a witch who is different and overcomes bigotry. If it ain't your cup of tea, then don't watch it.
This is an attempt to create an entire generation of young women who are desensitized toward evil, toward the demonic and toward witchcraft. I mean, you don't have to be a genius.
Well, clearly you are not a genius. How much influence do you think a movie has on people? This isn't Schindler's List. Nobody's walking out of the theater thinking to themselves, oh, those poor green-skinned witches and their plight to be accepted. You do realize this is fantasy, right? There is no Oz, there are no talking goats teaching in university, and there are no green-skinned witches flying around on a broom.
To know that the title is very accurate. Wicked.
Wicked! Wicked! Wicked!
It's not even hiding. It used to be that Satan and demons and evil and witchcraft, they would have to lurk in the shadows, but now they're just walking around in the light of day.
Dial it back a little, will you? You sure do make this Satan figure seem incredibly powerful. You just know if this guy lived in Europe during the witch craze, he would have accused his neighbors of being witches.
And just think if the title instead of wicked was demonic or evil or corrupt or lying.
The movie is focused around the Wicked Witch of the West. That's why it is titled The Wicked. Did you not see the original Wizard of Oz? You probably thought that was evil and threw your TV out the window.
It's all the same demonic realm working together to do evil. But think of it in this way. This film is an evangelistic attempt to take young women, to cause them to have gender confusion.
What? I gotta watch that trailer again. Did I miss something?
There will now be a short intermission.
I just watched it, and there was no gender swapping shown. All the main characters appeared to identify as the gender they were presenting. I don't know. Maybe you are projecting something onto it.
To have sort of sexual desires that are outside of normal male-female relationships. You can see that with the emotional, spiritual intimacy and connection between the females.
I know you like to keep following the words that have been translated several times from a dusty old book, but homosexuality is perfectly normal. And I really didn't pick up that the Wicked Witch and Glinda were in a sexual relationship.
It's also an attempt to take witchcraft and to couch it as good.
In traditional stories like The Wizard of Oz, Hansel and Gretel, Snow White, and many other fairy tales, witches are portrayed as evil. In this movie, they flip it around and make the Wicked Witch the heroine.
And there are those who would say there's white witchcraft and there's black witchcraft. Well, the truth is it's all evil, it's all despicable, it's all diabolical, it's all demonic.
Now you are talking modern day witches. Okay, I agree with you. I don't like calling magic either evil or good, black or white. Obviously, there are actions one can take as either evil or good. But magic in of itself is not evil or good. And it is not demonic.
And this is just kind of taking Halloween to the next level.
Holy crap, he's throwing Halloween into the mix too? This guy is checking all the boxes.
If you're a parent or a grandparent, I would strongly urge you, do not allow your child or children, especially your daughters and granddaughters, to watch this film. It is demonic, satanic grooming.
Now it is satanic? This guy is cranking it up to 11.
You know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
And it is an attempt to convert them to a pagan ideology of feminism and witchcraft. And it is an attempt for you to spend money so that you can fund a demonic ideology. And lastly, I would say this. If you are a Christian parent that pays for this film and doesn't tithe to your church, you are literally funding evil rather than the gospel, and you are part of the problem.
I've never seen anyone get so worked up over a movie before. If this guy watched The Craft, he would probably have a fit and run out of the theater screaming bloody murder. It isn't easy being green. Just ask Hermit. Until next time, my friends, I will see you in hell, you heathens.